Hello, we're talking to Bilge Yabanci, who's written an article for Contemporary Southeastern Europe on Vetevendosje as a populist movement. Bilge, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about why do you think Vetevendosje is a populist movement? What is kind of the main conclusions you derive in your article?
Sure. Thank you. Well, actually, my starting point was not working on Vetevendosje as a populist movement or party per se. I started working on the issue of social bottom-up contention and resistance to state building and international actors in Kosovo as a part of my PhD. And then I started, after my PhD, working on populism as a separate concept. But then, as more and more I thought about this bottom-up contention and resistance to international state building, I started thinking that Vetevendosje is actually ticks all the boxes as a populist movement. That's why I have a section on the paper discussing first what is populism and then discussing why Vetevendosje fits into this the paradigm of populist movements. Of course, populism is an oft-used concept in the media and increasingly in policy debates and academic discussions. The problem is that I think it is not a term that is adopted and used for self-description because it has this pejorative meaning attached to it, and it is usually ascribed to actors, parties, or movements like Vetevendosje by observers. So it is not itself a bad thing, but we should have a clear definition of what is populism, what we mean by populists. And one of the things that still surprises me, even in the academic discussions, there is often this confusion, conflation of populism per se and far right or extremist ideology. So first, what I do in the paper is to define populism through, if I may say, theoretical or conceptual parsimony, and because I think it's the best way to approach the concept. And I define it as a political belief system, but not as a fully fledged ideology. I treat it as a theme-centered ideology to cite from the literature. So I first define the core features of populism as people-centricism, dividing the society between
Awesome.
homogeneous group of people and polarizing against elites. And then and I argue that it comes out of representative democracy, but it is highly critical of its weaknesses. It is heterogeneous in terms of ideologies it adopts, because, as I said, it is not a fully fledged ideology. It has to rely on other ideologies in order to address social, economic, or political ills in a particular society. And I also define populism through the way it addresses the resentments and the feelings of disenfranchisement in societies, and that's why it addresses most often the people who feel unrepresented by the current political class. And in the second and third parts of the paper, I focus more on how Vetevendosje ticks these boxes of populism, but also focus on the contextual factors that kind of make Vetevendosje combine its populist core themes with the facts and the realities of Kosovo. And also in the last section, I also turn to the question of basically discussing the macro factors and also somehow the agency of the party, why it's so appealing for certain segments of the Kosovo society.
I mean, as you mentioned, the origins of Vetevendosje is in a kind of the us versus them dynamic in Vetevendosje originally was directed against the international community, and it was rejecting the international tutelage in Kosovo. How did it manage to survive that transition from external state building, where that was the main other, to today, where the international actors are much less present and don't suit themselves to be the elite against which Vetevendosje can mobilize?
Well, actually, in terms of its anti-elite discourse, Vetevendosje has not changed much. has been replaced by EU and EU legs, and politicians, basically the elected politicians from mainstream parties, cooperate with them to be able to stay in power, and together with the internationals, they conspire against the will and interests of the powers. This is the major argument. So they just, in a way, broaden after the Declaration of Independence, they just broaden their definition of elites to include the elected politicians and to certain extent also the judiciary, the police, and security forces. And they also adopted a highly strict suspicion towards representative democracy, supporting direct street action by people, and then they claim that the electoral democracy, representative democracy, basically, as applied in Kosovo at least, are not a remedy for the social, political, and economic ills of Kosovo.
The party is quite unusual in the sense that, you mentioned exactly that populism is hardly an ideology, and that most of the populist parties we witness in Southeastern Europe, but also in Europe more broadly, tend to come from or borrow ideology from the political right in terms of nationalism, in terms of rejection, xenophobia, and so on. Vetevendosje is unusual in the sense that it has also very strong leftist ideas. How would you position it? How would you identify it ideologically if one looks at the different pieces of ideology the party combines?
Well, actually, Vetevendosje is a quite unique case of populism because, as you said, it combines on the one hand these nationalist and nativist elements of right-wing populism, if you like, and then if you look at the way that it addresses social and economic problems in Kosovo, it adopts a more leftist outlook. So I think it's one of the contributions of the paper that the theoretical debates in the populism literature on subtypes and varieties of populism, the categorization of populisms as left and right wing, actually would highly benefit from a focus on rather unstudied cases. I don't say that we can generalize this from Kosovo, or Kosovo is a representative of a broader phenomena, but it just calls into question that this kind of taxonomical exercises in the literature is mostly informed by the usual suspects from Europe, US, or even Latin America. So in this sense, the way that Vetevendosje combines the leftist and in a way rightist, nativist ideology is unique to it, but I think it's not surprising given the contextual factors of Kosovo. On the one hand, there is this contested statehood and the contested national identity, which has left deep scars in general in the collective identity of Kosovo, a kind of complex as being a cool member of the international community. This is always addressed by parties, but Vetevendosje took it to another stage by objecting international presence and the status talks, and then now the Kosovo-Serbia normalization talks. On the other hand, of course, Kosovo is embedded in a deeply problematic region with its own problems of poverty, socioeconomic problems, and lack of democratic culture, and it's a small country. And even the status question is resolved, and the relations with Serbia are normalized because of Kosovo's deep structural problems, economic problems, poverty, high unemployment won't be resolved. And in a way, Vetevendosje's more leftist outlook on this side is also a reaction to the established parties, because they always the established parties, not the coalition parties PDK and LDK, but the others as well, the smaller parties, they have rather superficial general promises that are not outlined how they can achieve this. And in a way that the way that Vetevendosje promotes this import substitution, increased production, more social, socioeconomy, more social policies, etc. It's all about a reaction to the established parties in an alternative way.
Well, Bilge, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on the topic and on the article. And there's much more, of course, in the article about Vete Vendosje and how to conceptualize. And I think it's, as you mentioned, an important case study because it has some unique features, but then again, the combination of left and right ideas, socioeconomic and otherwise, is something we find with populist parties more broadly. So in that sense, I think it resonates in a broader debate. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.